Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day, and today I'm going to be talking about Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I have just recently finished listening to this as an audiobook and I did like it, but there were some, many things that went wrong, I feel, with this book, so we'll just see how it goes. So first of all, for those who don't know what this book is about, it is basically a big fan fiction. Well, about fan fiction. Alright, so we have the first character named April, who is a huge fan of this long-lasting TV show series that has been airing for seasons and seasons, and they are approaching the final season. She's been writing fan fiction for a very long time, ever since the TV show started to drift away from the original work, which were books. April has been writing fan fiction to actually rewrite the story that she actually wanted. So that's basically what people do with fan fiction. She has a really nice community on the Lavinia server. That's the name of the main character. An important fact about this book is that April is fat. She's not like 200 kilos, but she is fat, which is a fact that they say in the book. And she always has been not ashamed of it, but she's had a lot of problems dealing with it, especially since her mother has been nothing but encouraging. She's always trying to push her daughter to eat better, to do more exercise, to start diets or whatever. And so April has a very difficult relationship with her mother and her father. So she's just like staying away from them. The whole story begins when the main actor of the story, which is Lavinia's like love interest in the story. Oh, that's complicated. In the show, there's this guy called Marcus, who is the actor portraying Aeneas. Aeneas is the love interest of Lavinia in the show. So, Marcus decides to go on a date with April because he saw her picture of her cosplaying Lavinia, and a lot of people were fat-shaming her, and he just was not up for it. So he DM'd her and asked her on a date. That is pretty much it. The only problem is that Marcus also has a fan fiction account, and he is actually best friend with April with their usernames. April's username is oh my god.
One eternity later.
Unapologetic Lavinia Stand, and Marcus is called Book Aeneas Would Never. So, they both are best friends for years on the community of fanfiction of the Lavinia server, but they don't know who they are in real life. But April, on their first date, well, on their supposed to be only date, tells him that she is that username. And so he realizes quickly that he cannot tell her the truth because he's been writing fanfiction that would end his career as the main actor in the TV show if his fanfiction was ever read, knowing that he was the one who wrote it. So it's a bit of a problem, and so the story goes on from there. I liked the concept of it. It was obviously really predictable. I knew exactly what would happen, how it would happen, and like how it would end also. So like nothing, I did not expect twists or turns like anywhere in the book, and I didn't get any, so that was fine. April's character was really interesting because she is really intelligent. She is very clever. Her job is like really complicated. She works it's weird because I would say like she works with rocks, but she analyzes them and learns their history and everything. I also liked that she wasn't writing her story, well, her fan fiction stories, she wasn't doing it just like for fun. Well, she was doing it for fun, but she was actually trying to incorporate action that happened in the books and also what happened in TV show to make it more coherent, because apparently in the TV show they skipped over a lot of character development. Well, that's pretty obvious in any TV show or movie adaptation. You miss a lot of character development. So in her fanfic, she would obviously add a lot of those character developments that didn't happen in TV show. So her characters would actually become really different from the actual characters in the TV show. I don't know if it made sense, but yeah. I was very impressed with Marcus's character because, well, he's obviously like an actor, he's pretty, he's handsome, everybody knows it, he knows it, and he could become very easily just like, not stupid, but like simple and just not really paying much attention to anything else than his looks, and becoming not stupid, but not exercising his mind to his full potential, I would say. And it was really interesting to have him have his fanfiction account, because he was really thoughtful in the things that he wrote, and it's like seeing two sides of one person. He was totally a different person than when he's portraying Marcus the actor, as when he's portraying this other guy. His name was like, I don't remember his name, but he used a different aliases for his name in the Lavinia server, and it was like two completely different persons. So it was really interesting to see them at some point merge. That's not really a spoiler, it's just obvious, but it's really interesting to see him fully develop his sense of self and being able to actually do what he wants to do and not just talk about his fitness routine or whatever. One thing I really loved about the book was the chemistry between April and Marcus, because it was really obvious that they really fitted with each other. So I have maybe 2 pros and 2 cons. We'll see how it goes. But my first pro is the relationship between April and Marcus. I really loved it. I thought it was really genuine, and it wasn't hard. They really bounced off each other's when they were together, and it was really a real connection between those two that I really loved. It was really well written. The second pro that I have would be the writing style. I really liked it, but it's also con, but I'll get to that. I really like how they would describe the person's thoughts, even though it was written in third person. It was easy to understand the person's feeling and how they interpreted the scenery or the action that was happening. My first con would be the writing style, just because I don't know how to explain it, but it was too sexy for me. I don't know how that happened, but I was very uncomfortable, especially since somebody was reading it to me, because I was listening to it as an audiobook, and it was even weirder to hear somebody say those words than actually reading them in a book. It would have been totally different, because I would have been like alone by myself, but at the time I just felt like I was with somebody else, and it was weird. I'll just say that. So if you're not actually into too much graphic sex, don't read that, because you'll be traumatized for life. I don't even know how to explain how I felt. I just I was very uncomfortable. Yeah. My second con for this book would just be, I don't want to say the whole story, but it was very predictable, and I would have liked some twists and turns, maybe like just one. Like maybe one thing that would have not ended like any other book with that kind of concept or structure, because it was just really obvious. I wasn't afraid for any of the characters because I knew what would happen in the end. Of course, I knew that going into the book because I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, I know the whole story, but I was so interested to see how it would play out, but it didn't play out any differently than what I thought in the beginning. So I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but I'm just not surprised by anything. So that was it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Tell me down below if you have read this book. I have not seen this book anywhere on booktube, so I don't know if it was a flop, if nobody cared. I don't even know. So tell me down below what you thought of it, if you have read it, and maybe I will find other people who have read it, because I don't find any. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.